Oh, hey friends, welcome to the vibes.
That was so good. That was so
So it's the vibes, and we always got some bangers for y'all. So go ahead and take it away, bro. What you got for us this week?
I think they're bangers. Yeah, I hope y'all enjoy. I hope y'all listen to. I hope most
I guess we'll
people.
see.
I
Guess
hope
we'll
people
see.
actually like go look into the artist. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? When I was saying this, so hopefully you guys can check out Black Pumas. They got a
Okay.
new album
Okay.
out. It's called Chronicles of a Diamond. Man, it's this is one of those albums like it's music. Like if you're
Okay.
into like the artistry of music
Hmm.
making,
Hmm.
that's what this is. Chronicles of a Diamond. It's it's sort of I guess you would call like soul kind of soul. They out of Texas, so it's like a Texas soul kind of you know remind me that Beyonce kind of Lemonade album, that one.
Okay.
Where she's talking a little bit more. She's bellowing out more in some of them songs, right? And a lot of them were like they're not poppy, right? They're
Okay.
not pop songs. Um, Gary Clark Jr. I think I might have recommended something like that in the past. I'm is he from Texas? I think maybe from Texas too. Beyonce, of course, is from Houston. I think.
Hmm.
I think it is. Um, uh, Khaled. You ever heard Khaled album? Khaled's music is dope. Um, but the Black Pumas album, it it's soul, but it mixes rock, of course, and a little bit of hip hop
Hmm.
in there. Like you still get those vibes from that, but they're
Hmm.
just so great. You just gotta listen to it and experience it.
Yeah.
Because to do all that from you're pretty much kind of going from like the Beatles to Wu-Tang, right? In like certain like
That's a
journeys.
quite a transition.
Yeah, certain like journey they take. I'm
Hmm.
this it's weird. It's
Hmm.
wild like that.
Hmm.
Um, and it's all good. It's great. I mean, like the vocals are amazing. It's particularly the song that we put out for the Saturday vibes,
Hmm.
on the shorts or whatnot is a song called Angel. So I definitely recommend checking that song in particular out. It's on YouTube. You could see it. You could check it out whenever wherever like YouTube Music is what there's not a music video for it, but there should be because it's
Hmm.
it's it's a passionate song, and I think that the visuals for it would be dope.
Will be kind of
Um,
fire. Okay.
kind of fire,
Mm-hmm.
and folks should definitely check it out. So they did great on their first album. It was in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
It was self-titled album Black Pumas, and I had been keeping an eye out for them since that one. The other album I was really bumping this weekend is I kind of mentioned it earlier was Lauryn Hill. It's the 25th year anniversary.
Bro, her album is still fire, bro.
The Miseducation of Lauryn
It's
Hill.
still fire. Like if you like, and I was thinking about this earlier, because her album is one of my personal favorite albums of all time, regardless of the genre. It doesn't matter what genre it is. Like that's one of my favorite albums of all time. If I had like a top 10 list, um, and like listening to that album when when it because it dropped in '98, I was 10, so I was still in elementary school.
And there was a
But
lot of competition for hip
but there's
hop
a lot
back
of
then.
oh yeah, oh my lord, like especially in the '90s and late '90s, yeah, it was
And
crazy.
she came in
And she came
wrecking.
embodied, and it was, and her album is a combination of neo. Well, it wouldn't have been considered neo soul then, but it's a combination of R&B, soul, and hip hop,
And
right?
reggae.
And yeah, and reggae.
Mhm.
Um, and just like she was just so uber talented, it was insane. And I remember just like hearing it back then, like, and I was hearing it fresh, you know what I'm saying, like in '98, and like going to middle school, like we were, it was still,
Yeah.
Lauryn Hill like just
For me,
blew
I
up.
was it
She
was
blew
high
up.
school. It was high school for me at
Yeah,
that
high school
point.
for
Yeah.
you, yeah. In middle school, she, everybody was bumping it, like she just blew up. And I just remember even back then, like just like the whole kind of wave that it was back then, and like kind of revisiting it when I was like in college, and just thinking about like, yo, this album is still fire. And then like even listening to it as like, you know, years later as an adult, like an adult, and I'm like, yo, this album is still fire. Like if you have an appreciation for
it is rather timeless like that, because what
yeah,
she's
bro,
talking
it's
about
classic.
is it is definitely classic. That's easy to say that. You know what's sort of evergreen about it is she's talking about love. The whole album is about love.
That's what it's about. Yeah.
And so love can be timeless like that, but it's particularly interesting the way that the angle that she's coming from it is when you talk about the miseducation of Lauryn Hill. I really think what she's is saying in the album, especially like there's a lot of like interludes in it where like it's a classroom setting, right?
Yeah.
And there's, you know, the teacher is asking the kids about love and describing love and what do they think it is and all that kind of stuff. And of course, you know, the album calling it miseducation. So, you know, it's part of that motif. Yeah. But I think she's really kind of saying, I'm sure I'm not the first person to think about it. It's been so long. Other people might, but like, she's kind of saying like, yo, she's like, I'm taking ownership. I'll say I myself as well. Because in the song, she's talking about she messes up too, you know what I mean? Yeah. And saying and how I've been miseducated about love.
Yeah.
We've been miseducated.
That's literally what the album's
about love. So this is like the laying out the dirty laundry of how we think we know what love is, you know what I mean? We have these descriptors, these things. We're just children in this classroom and being educated off of these not even old ideas, these misconceptions of what love is. I think we one of the challenges that I talked about several recordings ago, we're talking about like love alone ain't it. It ain't like it ain't just, we just think this thing, this entity
she talked about toxic relationships too.
Yeah.
Songs. Yep.
Yeah, and but you think it's love, and you know what I mean? And it's like really what it is, you're trauma bonding kind of thing. It's like but that's the sort of thing that a lot of us have been miseducated about. Yeah. We thought that was love, or we thought that if somebody showered us with gifts that's love, but maybe that's not even your love language. You know what I mean? Or maybe they do that to compensate for all the other ways that they destroy you. You know, it's for it to be 25 years ago and for it to be so prescient today, and for her to still be touring off of this one album.
Sacrifice. People say, hey, she's late.
She be late.
Yo, y'all lucky I make it on this blood raw stage.
So you lucky I'm out here.
Pour out my heart and my soul on the stage. But I don't do it because they let me do it. I do it because I stand here in the name of God, and I do it. God is the one who allows me to do it.
But you was late though. I was here since 8.
You know what? And that's what I was gonna say. I was like, I hear what you're saying,
and no one showed up,
but you still late.
Dang, she said somebody should. Yeah, she's right there though. Nobody showed up and asked her to make a second album. I've been asking for an album, but I ain't no gatekeeper.
Over and over and over and over again. Because we're the survivors. And we're not just the survivors, we're the thrivers.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? I get it. But you still late, man.
Like,
you still late. I'm still feeling some kind of way.
Nobody get jumping
right? You know what I'm saying? Like it's and I paid for like
somebody's paying for like I'm not supposed to be like okay like
yeah. I'm
you
like,
I mean hey but come on, man. But also you go to a Lauryn Hill show, you know what you signed up for.
That is true.
It's not like it was, this one random surprise or one day that she was like, nope, you know what you signed up for.
Yeah, you know what it is, yeah.
You know what it was when you signed up. But half of that album was recorded in Bob Marley's studio.
Oh, didn't know that.
Yeah, her first child, I don't know if it's her first 2 children. Her first child is with his son. Yeah, Rohan Marley. Yeah, Zion. The
Yeah,
name Zion.
Zion. Yeah, that's his
Zion
name.
for
Yeah, because I was like
song on the
Rohan.
album.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Zion. Yeah. I think I
So
recall that. I think I recall that now. Yeah.
so yeah, heavy influence of the reggae culture,
Mm-hmm.
reggae music. The album is amazing. It's all about love.
She heavy influence Rastafari culture too. She was heavily
Yeah,
influenced by that too.
yeah. The man, it's dang. So it sucks that she didn't have a second album.
Everybody wanted a second album. It's so wild that
But this is kind of like what I was saying about
fruition.
Biggie. It was like, I'm sorry, you need more bodies of work for me to put you in top 5 as a like. I know your skills was that nice, and if I'm gonna put you in terms of like rappers of all time, you know, Lauryn Hill. Even if I was to put Lauryn Hill, and I'm talking about regardless of gender, you know what I mean. If she had 4 or 5 albums,
yeah, she needs to have more albums. Yeah,
I would have, you know, she could be top 5. You know, somebody would have to drop. One of these dudes will have to drop off this list, off that list. You know what I mean, for Lauryn Hill, because I think she was that nice.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine even 2 or 3 more albums like this?
Yeah,
man.
Even Andre, there's another one.
Yeah.
Andre's another one who's like, you're like but somehow some of the university didn't.
They're just,
but it's not that the industry didn't work out for us to get that.
Well, that and also like they are just like on a whole different. And I said this last time too. They just on a whole different type of time, like bro. Like they on like some other just kind of spiritual journey or walk, like where they just.
I get that part, but I think they still. I mean, the way she sounded, like she was saying just then, she sounded like she was kind of feeling some type of way.
Yeah, maybe. And
nobody got me a second album.
But see, that's the thing though, because like I'm sure the fans were requesting it, so it's kind of like it's not like I know you got.
I get that part too, but it's like if you. I mean, I'm not. I don't know her story completely.
We don't know her story like
We're
that.
speculating, but like you feel like you've earned something, and they're not properly like knowing your value, and so you don't want to go like the whole idea of like a lot of these artists now are independent. You know what I mean? The industry wasn't really set up like that to like you'd have to be a Master P. Like he was like a 101.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Master P was like a singular kind of entity, like the way he pushed himself, like and pushed his whole label like that to the point, you know, to the point where he could become like the mogul that he was. You can't replicate that a lot. You know what I mean? And so you things fall out with the Fugees. They, you know, the band breaks apart. And the people that's supposed to be looking out for you is, I mean, part about love too was, you know, love lost or like a breakup in the sense of like the Fugees. She's talked about those types. She talks about Wyclef in these songs. It's a love album, but it also talks about the dark side of love too, like with that breakup part. And like forgive them for they know not what they do is what she says. You know what I mean?
So two things real quick I wanted to mention about that. And everybody know if the Fugees didn't break up, they would have been probably one of the greatest bands like of all time. Like,
they were making music ahead of their time.
Yeah, absolutely. They would have been.
They were making music ahead of their time.
They would have been super legendary. It would have been ridiculous. So the narrative back then with Lauryn Hill was, aside from what she was just complaining about, we just heard what she was complaining about, was the fact that she had a child at the time that she did. She said that it affected her career. She actually even said it herself. She actually even said it herself before. She was like, it when she had a child, she wanted to focus on raising a child. And it pulled away. Like that. I was like, that's. I mean, I get that. I get it. I understand. And I think, and honestly, just thinking about it from my perspective after she said that, and I heard this like a long time ago. I was like, you know what? Maybe during that time, if she just didn't have that bug anymore, like to really, you know, pursue music like that anymore. Yeah, she during that, that could have been part of it. I mean,
but even now, you know, I mean, she's done some guest appearances and stuff.
Yeah,
and she put out like singles here and there, a couple of singles here and there throughout time.
Here and there,
but she is it's kind of like we were saying earlier, you know what I mean? Because there's other people that have kids, there's other women that have kids that pursue the career that still good. Like Beyonce got her kid on tour with her.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now. And I'm not comparing them, but I'm saying
Yeah.
like it's the path that you're on. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And her path was just like, yo, I want to focus on my kids, and
yeah.
maybe after I'm done, maybe after that I come back. Like Rihanna's another one that, you know what I mean? She's like, maybe I get another album, maybe you don't. I'm focused on my life and my family right now,
Mhm.
you know. Potentially, but Rihanna did do the Super Bowl thing while she was pregnant.
Yep, that's
So
true.
she's maybe on that wave. Who
Yeah.
knows? So it's not, there's not a formula exact for everybody. But to your point, something I read from her was in how the things are kind of transpiring the way they are right now. And kind of what she was saying in their speech there, she says, I made up my mind to find my own destiny. Right.
Fair
Fair enough.
enough.
That's what we say all the time. Prends la
Yep.
vie, change de tempo.
Mhm.
And she did that.
You might win some, you won't win. You might win some, but you just won't win. Now, how come you talk hurt? Oh, ain't the whole world for the price of your soul. Trying to grab hold of what you can't.
Oh, you like that? You like that, didn't you? Well, for more clips, click here.
Absolutely, and for the full show, click here.
I can't even see your hand.
Oh crap.